All right, let's dive into one of the biggest rivalries in all of motorcycling. It's the Yamaha MT-07 versus the Kawasaki Z650. One is this wild, raw brawler, and the other is a sharp, totally polished athlete. So let's get into it.
You've probably been wrestling with this exact question, right? I mean, these bikes are insanely popular, and for good reason, but they take you down two completely different roads. By the end of this, I promise you're gonna know exactly which one of these bikes is speaking your language.
You know, this is really what it all boils down to. On one hand, you have the MT-07, the raw brawler. It's all about torque, character, and just this untamed energy. And on the other, you have the Z650, the polished athlete. It's smooth, it's composed, and it's technically brilliant. Think of it like street smarts versus book smarts.
So, let's get our two contenders into the ring. They're both fighting for your attention, but man, their game plan could not be more different. This is a genuine clash of philosophies.
First up, we've got to talk about the heart and soul of these machines, the engines. And this isn't just about horsepower numbers on a page. This is about how they feel, how they sound. It's about their personality. This is what really defines the ride.
Okay, so let's look at the data. On paper, you might think, well, these look pretty close. Yamaha has a bit of an edge, sure, but the real story, the secret sauce, is right there at the bottom, that firing order. The MT-07's cross-plane engine is designed to feel and sound like a V-twin. It's got this lumpy, throaty character. The Kawasaki's engine, it's much smoother, much more traditional.
And this right here perfectly shows the MT-07's ace in the hole. It is all about torque. Now, the peak number isn't miles higher, but it's how it delivers it. Yamaha tuned this thing for an instant low-down punch. It's that immediate shove you feel the second you crack the throttle. And that, my friends, is what gives this bike its famous hooligan reputation. And that is exactly how it feels to ride it. The power is it's right there, right now. It's visceral, and it's always begging you to play. This is an engine that makes you grin from ear to ear, that wants you to pop wheelies and blast away from stoplights. It's not just a motor, it's a co-conspirator.
The Z650, on the other hand, is like the polar opposite. The way it delivers power is just incredibly smooth and linear. There are no sudden surprises, no jerky kicks, just this predictable, silky wave of power that really builds your confidence. For a newer rider, or really anyone who just values refinement over raw aggression, this engine is an absolute peach.
Okay, let's move on to round two and see how those different engine personalities translate to handling. Because an engine is nothing without a good chassis, right? Let's see how these bikes actually dance through the corners.
So once again, you look at the spec sheet and you might think they're twins. The suspension, the brakes, the weight, all super close. But look at the frame design. The Yamaha uses a simple, effective diamond frame, while the Kawasaki has that gorgeous steel trellis frame. And that single difference makes a huge impact on how these bikes feel on the road.
And true to its brawler nature, the MT-07 just feels incredibly light on its feet. It's so nimble and flickable, it loves to change direction in a heartbeat. This makes it an absolute weapon in tight city traffic and on those super twisty back roads. It just feels alive and energetic underneath you.
The Z650, staying true to its athlete persona, is all about composure. It feels more planted, more stable, especially when you're leaning it over in a long, sweeping corner. That trellis frame gives you amazing feedback, and the whole bike just tracks its line with this precision that gives you so much confidence. It's less playful and way more focused.
Performance is awesome, but let's be real, you have to live with these bikes day in and day out. So round three is all about the practical stuff, ergonomics, tech, and just the everyday experience. This is often where the real decision gets made.
And when you look at the daily stuff, the differences get really obvious. Okay, first up, seat height. The Z650 is noticeably lower, which can be a huge deal for shorter riders. Makes it way easier to get your feet down. Both have ABS, which is fantastic, but the ergonomics really tell the story. The MT-07 puts you in this upright, commanding position, great for seeing over cars, while the Z650 has a slight forward lean that feels more sporty and connected to the bike. And right here, this is where the Kawasaki lands a major punch. The Z650 comes with this beautiful full-color TFT display. It even has smartphone connectivity. It just feels so modern and premium, like it belongs on a more expensive bike. And this isn't just a gimmick, it makes the bike feel more polished and way easier to live with.
The MT-07, on the other hand, well, it sticks to its minimalist roots. You get a small LCD dash that's functional, but it's pretty basic.
Now, some people will see this as a negative, but for a purist, it's actually a feature. It's a reflection of the bike's whole philosophy. No frills, no distractions, just the raw riding experience. So after 3 rounds, the picture should be getting a whole lot clearer. This is really a battle of raw emotion versus refined execution. Now the fun part. Let's help you pick your personal champion.
Choosing between them is actually pretty simple if you just ask yourself these 3 questions. First, what kind of riding are you really going to be doing most of the time? Second, what kind of feeling are you chasing? Are you after that thrilling kick or a smooth, confident glide? And finally, which of those 2 personalities, the brawler or the athlete, just speaks to you?
So, the choice for the Yamaha MT-07 is clear. You pick this bike because you want to feel something every single time you get on it. You want that instant hit of torque, that playful chassis, and that rebellious soul. You're buying an experience, not just a way to get from A to B.
And you choose the Kawasaki Z650 for a totally different set of reasons. You value a machine that works with you, one that inspires confidence with its smooth power and stable handling. You appreciate the modern tech, and you want a polished, complete package that can just do everything well, without any drama.
Look, at the end of the day, there is no wrong answer here. There's only the right answer for you. Do you want that loud, exciting friend who's always dragging you on an adventure? Or do you want the cool, composed partner you can always rely on? The brawler or the athlete? The choice is yours.